Hey everyone, today I'm going to tell you how to get giant leaves on a king Anthurium. I mean, we're talking several feet long. There's tricks and tips starting right now. But first things first, we have to bring this beast into the kitchen where I'm going to water it. And gosh, this thing is just ridiculous now. The last leaf that grew in is right there. And it is 31.5 inches long. Mind you, I've only had this plant for about a year and a half. And it is insanely huge, right? So I didn't always have the plant this big, like I was saying earlier. I just did a couple things. Boy, what is the best way to water this? I forget. I think the problem is that the sun's constantly shifting over here, and so the plant is constantly shifting and looking for light sources. I think that's fine. Okay. So I upscaled this pot size. That was last summer into a larger pot after seeing this video on YouTube where a guy explained that with Anthurium that have thicker root systems. And so I did, and this baby exploded in size right away. But it wasn't only that helped it. It's also because I use fish fertilizer with water. These plants are heavy, heavy feeders. So I did some research for you guys, and I found out that properly grown indoors, this plant can, I kid you not, get leaves. And they'll make these leaves seem like pale little babies, up to 4 feet to 6 feet long indoors. But that's like literally optimal crazy conditions. They like humidity above 70%, which would definitely help their leaves get much larger. A good source of bright indirect light. Now, my bay windows where I have this plant on display, it's my favorite plant. It is just western facing windows, but they're big windows, so it gets a lot of bright indirect light during the daytime. But I also have grow lights surrounding it, so that absolutely helps out a ton, you know? So not only that, but the one thing that I'm really failing at with this plant is to keep up with its watering. In fact, the last time I watered it was, gosh, probably 9 days ago. And I know that it probably needed a good watering 4 days ago. I've just been so busy lately that I haven't had a chance to get to it. And I feel really bad because even though I upscaled its pot size over the summer, I know that this plant wants to be in a larger pot now for a couple of reasons. One, when I did repot it last summer, its root system is so thick that I can only imagine what it's like now inside of this pot, which wasn't much larger than its other one. Also, I did a video recently on this right here. This is not really kind of part of the plant. It's a brand new plant that's growing out of it. It's called a pup. And so you can click on it up there in the corner, by the way, if you'd like to watch the video. And so it's got a separate new plant growing out of it. But I noticed this too, is that I'll try to zoom in as close as I can get, but right there, there are two other parts of, I'm sorry, four different parts of it right now coming out that look like other pups. So I could have a couple plants in here, and I'm not sure if I want to upscale its size pot size, because I don't know if I can handle this plant getting much larger. It's just kind of, it's overwhelming to begin with 31.5 inch leaves like that baby. But this one was the last one before it, and this one's clocked in at 29 inches. The one before that was 27 inches. And so if that one's 31 inches and they're going up by 2 inches every single time, I don't know if I have the space to really accommodate it to get any much larger, because I know that it'll still shoot out like this right here that's going to be coming out of its last leaf right now is going to be a new leaf, and that one's going to be clearly much larger than this baby here. So, like I was saying, there's some important things to keep in mind here is that 70% or above humidity, consistent watering because they do want to be watered a lot and fed a lot. I use Alaska Fish Fertilizer 511. You don't have to go with that. You can go with really anything, but a natural fish fertilizer mixed in with filtered water, by the way, is a good idea for Anthurium to really get them to get those monster leaves. So I use filtered water instead of my tap water like I do with many of my other plants. Just because more recently I learned that Anthurium really like and appreciate that more. And so, yeah, when I upscaled its pot size and started feeding it Alaska Fish Fertilizer 511 mixed in with its waterings, and mind you, that's around the clock. Doesn't matter the time of year. I'm in the off season right now. I still always feed it. Anthurium are really heavy feeders, and that is important to really keep in mind. So yeah, those are the tips and tricks to get them to be mammoth beasts. Oh, and one other thing too, you'll want to give it space. And that's something we're going to do right now, my friends. And do you know why? Because it's something you failed to do in the past, Kevin. Bingo. You guys are just so smart. You know everything. It's true though. I did fail to do this in the past. So okay, I think I have a simple solution. Oh God, I never have simple solutions, by the way. But hopefully this will be easier. So hold on a second because I have this plant stand that I haven't been using, and I think it might be perfect for this. And so, God, I know that I should be like putting this plant somewhere, but I also try to skip corners a lot, but it's such a beautiful plant and I shouldn't. Kevin, just take the extra effort. Okay, hold on, guys. Move this baby over yonder. Oh my gosh. This plant. I can't believe this. This thing has grown out of control and it's only going to get larger. Okay. So now, let's see. I'm going to take this plant stand, put it there, and it'll be fine because my idea with this is to put another plant here in the middle. I have not decided yet which one though, but sounds like something, you guys probably couldn't hear the sound, but it sounded like something was like moving around upstairs, or it's ghosts. Sorry, Philodendron Gigas. I'm gonna get to you, I promise. Said all the plants, but I need to grab some zip ties. Okay, so now that we have our zip ties here, we're going to just zip tie it up because that's what I do with all these crates that have like the bigger plants on them, is that I don't want them moving apart. And I need to do that with all the crates actually. In fact, a lot of them over here I've already done it too. But when you have like moving objects with so many plants on them, it's probably best to, keep things just kind of in order, right? I mean, you don't want things moving around like crazy. Okay. Get the front part done. Then afterwards, I'll go around and cut these off because, I will go crazy if I see them from the front of the display, as, us plant crazy people do. Okay. Okay. I think we've got this. I think so. I always think that, but I promise you this is that I never, ever have it under control. Okay. One last one. Nice. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is we want to have the King Anthurium higher up. And the reasoning for that, it's something I failed to do. I only learned about this recently. The reasoning why we want that is because they like space. You could see when I was moving the plant how long its stems are and how big its leaves are. And so it needs space to like stretch out, And I was failing to give it that space because some of its leaves were going this way, others were just over here, and they had no other space because they were bumping into plants. And so I failed at that point. And so we're going to correct it. And yeah, so let's go grab the plant. We're going to simply place her, I say simply, as I'm struggling to like move around any place, stepping over the couch. Okay, so now we're going to place her. Not on the fancy grow light. Okay, so now we're going to successfully place her. Boom. Yes. Okay, that's beautiful. Lovely. Okay. Lovely indeed. Sweet. Not at risk of knocking over. No, sir. Okay. So, wow, what a very stressful situation that was, but this worked out well because, like I was saying, guys, I really had no use for this this stand. It was just kind of upstairs in the bedroom, and so I wasn't using it. So I'm like, oh man, maybe this would be perfect. And quite frankly, it really was, because this is what I wanted to do. But I'm thinking, actually, we're gonna move it over this way because I started to talk about this a little bit earlier. Watch, I'm gonna hit the camera now. I started to talk about this a little bit earlier on in the video. Is that this plant's leaves, which are mammoth, obviously, we've got 31.5 inches right there in the front, and then we have 28, 29 inches off to the side, and its leaves will look for the best light source, and it's just like they will go everywhere, and so you want to make sure that it does have that space to move around, because again, over here it was just bumping into other stuff, and over here it was lower down. So this will be fantastic. I'm really happy with this. Oh, speaking of which, there was another tip I had for you guys. And for that, though, we have to turn to a recent short I did. You know what I do every time I see one of my Anthurium start to flower? Like my Anthurium Veitchii here, my king Anthurium, it has a flower coming out right now. What I do in this instance is I simply cut it off. You're probably wondering, why, Kevin? Why would you do such a thing? Well, for two reasons. One, I'm not at the plant level yet where I want to cross pollinate Anthurium and create new ones. And two, the biggest reason is because flowers take away energy from the plant's growth, and I want new leaves to appear. So if I snip off any flower that starts to emerge, that will transfer the energy into new leaf growth. An important thing to know about Anthurium is that every new leaf that grows out of the plant, a flower will grow with it. So, anyways, that's why I snip them off. I just, want the energy to go elsewhere. So make sure you snip away. Okay, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my plenty videos. If you found this one really helpful and you enjoyed the content, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell for more fun and interesting plenty content just like this. By the way, if you want to know more about those pups and how to grow more King Anthurium yourself for free, just click on this video up in the corner, because man, oh man, I knew nothing about this at all, and it changed everything. I'll see you guys in the next video.